I'm Dan Naylor. Welcome to my fireside chat on the problem of scale. We're going to be looking into the factors as to how a government is able to effectively operate and meet the needs of its population or otherwise. The Christian worldview offers no direct template for earthly government. The greatest philosopher of all time affirmed this to Pontius Pilate when he said that his kingdom was not of this world. So we are stuck with earthly philosophers. I'm going to put the philosophers on a little bit of a timeline for perspective, and so that we can be historiographical. Everyone's favorite is Aristotle from the mid-300s BC. All my sources were in fiery agreement that the Greek republics were small in scale. They were really good, and a person could walk across a polity in a single day. I'm getting this from Livingston's article that sums up all his videos. On the positive side, human excellence was the entire purpose of Aristotle's polity. Government was natural, not artificial, and a member of this society was a citizen. Our next one is Althusius, died 1638. Althusius proposed a small or medium scale polity. He proposed a federated polity going from families to cities to provinces and on up. There were both private and public organizations, lots of overlap. He thought about, in this case, Switzerland or the Netherlands. Government was natural, and a member of this society was a symbiote. Hobbes, the famous Hobbes, 1679, stuck on absolutism. Without the artifice of government, we would immediately fall to anarchy. So our fate is total government or total anarchy, a reaction from the 30 Years' War. I was quite put off when Hobbes declared that organizations outside of the sovereign power are worms? Okay. However, he said this system would work at any scale. Government, in this case, is artificial, and its inhabitants are subjects. Rousseau, 1778, famous social contract. Now, this involved Geneva and various other republics like Venice, the Dutch United Provinces, Swiss Confederation. And what happened is these provide a counterweight to the enormous absolutist monarchies that dominated the 18th century. Rousseau's writings were very ambiguous, and he died before the French Revolution. His government, as he proposed it, is artificial. People are citizens, but the common interest is placed above the private interest. Hume, our last one, died 1776. Hume expands the size of the republic at last beyond the size of Switzerland to the size of Great Britain or France. He puts together a scheme to preserve the right of self-government by dividing the polity into 100 and then 100 again. It allows a small scale and allows knowledge of the rulers. This is a natural government, and he proposes a form of citizenship. Most of the above polities value an excellent and virtuous political society that pursues the Christian worldview. To sum up, Aristotle, small, Althusius, small federation, Rousseau, small scale republic, even though this is ridiculous because he's the darling of the French Revolution and France at that time had some 27 million people. Hobbes loved absolutism and liked the large scale, and Hume was medium scale, and it was a little complicated, to be honest. Now, these are all very fascinating, and I don't mean to be rude, but we're not living in 1726. In 2026, we're living in democratic countries. Even small countries have millions of people. We have enormous distances, gigantic economies, and advanced technology. Now, some of the problem is that America was planted with several incompatible visions of political order. And in many countries, and in the United States, the House has not scaled with the population so that one representative represents millions of people and getting even bigger. So I did some background research to try and get some answers. I found the book Size and Democracy by Dahl and Tuft, published by Stanford. The authors discussed the various parameters: size, scale, history, capacity to defend oneself. It's a magnificent book, tables, graphs, and charts. After 150 pages, they asked the question, is there an optimum size for a political system? The answer, no. In the epilogue, they in fact stated no single type or size of unit is optimal for achieving the twin goals of citizen effectiveness and system capacity. To sum up, we're stuck with what we have